Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the Cat Lady podcast. I am Andrea, the Cat Lady, craft all the things, that's 2 T's. Welcome back all of my returning viewers, and if you're new, thank you for checking me out. Hope you enjoy. I'm pretty much, I craft all the things I say, but it's a lot of knitting. I've been getting to spinning and some other new things that I will talk about today actually. But primarily the fibery related crafts. I try to do some DIY stuff that works out about half the time. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 young children, 3 and 5, which are currently in daycare preschool for the morning. So it's Monday, August 3rd, 2015. The time is just, I can't believe it's already August. I just don't know. Anyways, you can find me on social media as the Cat Lady. That's TheCatTlady. Instagram. I have a Facebook group, the Cat Lady Craft All the Things. A Ravelry group, the Cat Lady Podcast, and I'm the Cat Lady on Ravelry. I use Instagram a lot, so come check me out. Follow me. I'm the Crafty Cat Lady on YouTube, which you're probably watching me on YouTube, so feel free to subscribe. And now let's get to it. And I'm going to start off with, my show notes are on my blog, which when I do show notes, what is your opinion on show notes? Do you guys like the links? Do you use the links? Do you look at the blog at all? I mean, well, you have to look at it because I link it from Ravelry thread, but just chime in if you have any thoughts on that. It's a pain. Last week I was just exhausted and didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't, and I still haven't, but I'll go in there and probably try to put in some quickie show notes. But I will try to do them today with that as well. Most of the stuff, it's like all on my project page, so it's like if you really needed to find something I was talking about, I keep my Ravelry project page pretty up to date. If you're not on Ravelry, I think you can still see the stuff and click on the links at least and get an idea of what it is. So it's like I really don't talk about that much out of the ordinary stuff. So, but if there's any tutorials that I use for like making bags and other DIY stuff, I should put those up because, those you can't find on Ravelry. So if I do, I'll be more mindful of that for sure. But my blog is thecatlady.blogspot.com. So there's that. So I'm going to start with podcast news. The summer catalog that started in June, it's already August, ends in 27 days, I think. 27? I'm closing the thread on August 30th, or actually I said the 31st that morning. So right before I record, I'll lock the thread. So get in anything. It was originally summer themed, whatever. Now it's kind of like free for all, just post whatever, because everyone's interpretation of summer is different. Someone just posted some rainbowish socks, but she's like, they're worsted weight, not really summer, but whatever. They're fine. I'm having fun with it. I'm loving seeing all the stuff. Lots of bags and socks and some hats. Yeah, so like winter hats. Okay, those aren't really summer, but I don't care. So I'm excited for all the entries. I'm excited to draw a winner. So when I record on Monday, August 31st, I will draw a winner. So that's that. And now I forgot to I marked it at the end of my notes, but I might as well talk about it now. I will be doing a 100 member giveaway. I recently reached 100 members on YouTube and on Ravelry. So thank you. And I want to do a giveaway, but I think now I'm going to wait until after the catalog's over. So in September, I'll do something. It'll give me time to think of what I want to do. I want it to be something all-encompassing because it is YouTube and Ravelry, and if I could get Facebook people involved too that may not be on Ravelry, just something. So I thought maybe like one of those Rafflecopter giveaways or something like that. Some sort of giveaway generator. I don't know. I gotta look into it. I know most of those you gotta pay for. So I don't know what it's going to be worth it, but something that's going to be really good and maybe, get me some more people to come check me out and follow me on social media and stuff. And so we'll see. If not, it'll just be a Ravelry thread again, but hoping to do something a little bit bigger. And the prize will be a bag. I have some stitch markers from the Tangled Skein CA, which is Sue from Two Tangled Skeins podcast. I have some yarn that was donated by a viewer, Angela. And so it's a bag, yarn, stitch markers, and I'm sure I'll find some other fun things to toss in there. So, decent little giveaway. Maybe if I can get, I was thinking maybe a pair of needles, maybe if I find some needles, but, so it'd be like a little kit, little knitting kit. But yes, I figure one giveaway at a time might be good, so maybe I'll put in a Ravelry credit. I don't know. I got a month to think about it, and then I will post that in after the catalog's over, do that giveaway, we'll start a new giveaway. So, you have something to look forward to. I've been bad at my introductions thread. There's been a few people that have said hi and introduced themselves, and I've not responded, so I'm going to do that today. But I thought I will start this. If you introduce yourself in the introduction thread, I will give you a warm welcome. And so this is going to be the longest one because I wrote down everyone that's introduced themselves so far. It's not a big list, to be honest. I mean, I got 100 people in the group, and I got like 15 here people that have introduced themselves. So. But I will start now with a little shout out. So in order of how they introduce themselves, I will say hello to Blue Yarn Always, she's from the Never Cast Off podcast, so I've mentioned her before. Love Knots, it's Rachel. She's a VKN regular, and she also has a podcast, Love Knots podcast. Brandy Sears, she's from Michigan, so hello Brandy. Little Panda 518, that's Amanda from Stitching You and More, so all my little podcaster VKN buddies all came and said hi. Crafty Knitter 7, which is Sue from Two Tangled Skein, who is also Sue the Tangled Skein CA. One Sexy Grandma, I like that name. She came over here from the Knit and Chat Facebook group. So, Brigida Kernick, I hope I said your name right. I've been in contact with Brigida, and I have plans of sending her a bag because she's from Slovenia. I have no idea how to ship something to Slovenia, but that'll be interesting. Learning experience for me. So hello, Brigida. She follows me on Instagram too and likes a lot of my stuff. So Mystery Sewer from Ontario. Love her bag. She has so many bags she's posted in the catalog thread. So if you're watching, do you sell your bags? If you have an Etsy store, let me know. Because they're fun. She's got a lot of fun fabrics, and they're just like these nice big zippered wedge style bags. So Millie Judd, she's not a group member. Millie, you gotta sign up. But she sold me my spinning wheel, and I saw her at the Maker Faire the other week. So she's a cool lady. I don't know. I'm just gonna spell it out. L-M-E-C-O-L-L. I think it's an L, not an I. But anyways, Linda, and it's her birthday today. I was looking through the list, and she had a little birthday cake. I'm like, oh, it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Linda. Hope you're having a good day. Knitting Mama 5 from Pennsylvania. She's a homeschooler and a farmer. So we had a small conversation about that. She raises sheep, but not for spinning wool, because I asked, like, oh, I'm always looking for some good wool sources. So, but she's got 5 kids that she homeschools, so she stays busy. Storm Coast, Stormy, that's what I'm going to call her from now on. Her name's Jen. She is the Young Creative Crafter, so another one of my podcaster buddies. She's from New Hampshire. And the last one was Cat Knits 12, who is Kelly, and she's a recent introduction, and so I will respond to her today. But she's got 2 sons, 2 cats. She met her husband online, just like me, so we have a lot in common. And 2 young sons, so she's got 2 young kids, 2 cats, and an online hubby, just like me. So, thank you for introducing yourself. So please, everyone else, if you haven't yet introduced yourself, come chime in the introductions thread, and I will say hi to you. In other podcast news, I'm doing a video knit night, which maybe we've determined during one of the other chats I was having that maybe it should be a CKN, which is a craft knit night, because it's not really just knitting, because you can do other stuff, because I was doing other crafts. Sometimes I spin, chop spindle. So it's a CKN instead of, or VCN, there we go. Video craft night, there we go. VCN, this Friday, August 7th. I usually said 7:30. I might push it to 8 if I can get one of my other video chatters, maybe to open it up at 7:30. We might do that and I'll pop in later. There's a event that happens every year called Big Rig Gig in our town that they have a bunch of like trucks and buses and last time they had a helicopter and you know, the kids can climb in, garbage trucks, police cars, you know, the kids can climb in and go through the cars, tractors, you know, all sorts of stuff. But that's this Friday and it starts at 6 and, you know, we're usually there about an hour or so, you know, maybe it might be an hour and a half, we'll see. But we'll probably do that depending on the weather and come home, get the kids to bed, and then I'll start the chat. So I've been doing the crafty nights, video chats. My schedule is every other Friday. So if you ever are interested in a video chat, there's one going on like all the time. Monday, Love Knots and Stitching You and More. They kind of co-host. Tuesday, Two Tangled Skeins. Wednesday, the Canadian Knitter Podcast. Thursday's kind of up, and then Friday I do every other Friday, but I sometimes, like I think we had one last Friday too. So if you ever want to chat, just send me a message on Ravelry, say hey, any chats going on, and I'll let you know if I hear of any. So on to knitting. I'm going to talk about my week in review at the end. So we'll get to the craft stuff now. So I don't know if people are bored listening to me jabber on about what I did. So we'll get to that at the end this time. See how that goes. So knitting, I have a finished object. I think these socks were just cursed. These are just my cursed socks, but you know, they're done. They're my paw tracks. I would probably try this pattern again, maybe, once I figure out what I'm doing as far as socks. It fits, but I feel like it's like, I want it to be snug, and it is snug, which is good, but then it stretches out. So like around this part, it's like stretched out like this, and even up my leg, it's like stretched out. So then it just looks like almost looks like it's ribbed, you know, and it's so stretched. But it's snug, which, you know, it's not gonna fall down my leg. So what do you do about that? Is that just the way it is, or do you step down a needle size? I don't get it. I don't quite understand. Unless maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. I don't know, but I feel like, you know, when it looks like this, it looks like it's too stretched, and then when it does that to the lace pattern, it just kind of looks funky. And maybe, I don't know, I have to look at the project page again and see what that, what everyone else's look like if they have ones wearing it. But it's really cute when it's off my foot. The paw tracks are adorable. I love them. So they're both done and blocked. They're still wet. My sock blockers are still too small. But I've put this on my foot and it does fit my foot. So I just made the sock blockers too small because apparently I can't measure. But they work. They're kind of flattened it out a bit and they're fine. See, DIY works about half the time. My nitty knotties work good. These, so those are done. These are paw tracks by Crafts Meow on Ravelry. I think I don't remember her name. Every time I look at the pattern, it says Crafts Meow, but then I look at the page and it says her name. Something Clark. So they're on my Ravelry page if you're interested in checking out this pattern. Free pattern on Ravelry, paw tracks. And the left sock and the right sock are done differently. The left sock pattern, which I haven't contacted her yet. See, this is probably why the pattern's never been corrected, because everyone's like, oh, I'm going to tell her it's wrong, and then you never do. The left sock is a little incorrect. There's one line of the pattern that's wrong. Look at my notes. I have the corrected pattern changed there. It's obvious once you start doing it after you, well, because especially it's a left sock. Because you do the right sock first according to the directions. So you do it all, and then you get to the other sock, and it's like, wait a second, this isn't right. So it's like obvious that it's not right. So, but those are those. I'll still wear them. I mean, I don't think anyone else is going to notice, to be honest. It's just going to be me, but I'm my biggest critic, so there you have it. But they're done. I finished them. Like I said I would. I did the heel Saturday night, and then Sunday I did the leg. So I was pretty happy with that. I put everything else on hold and did the socks this weekend because I wanted to finish those. I wanted to finish those with my team. Oh, and here's the story with that. So I went to pick up the sock to do the heel, and I am missing a needle. Thought I was using US 1 double points. Went to go dig out my package of the, it comes in a pack of 5, so I had 3 in the thing, and I'm missing the 4th one that I was using. So I'm like, okay, well, I got 5, so I'll go find the other one. And I don't even know why, but I threw it through my needle gauge thing just to check the size, because I have a size, I have a 1 and I have a 1.5. They're like 2, but they're both called 1s according to Nitpicks, which is dumb. So I have the 2.25 and the 2.5. Well, my needle gauge registers the 1 as 2.25. So I stuck it through the gauge. Oh, it doesn't fit. I'm like, oh, well, this is a 2.5. This isn't my 2.25. So I dig out my package of what I thought were my 2.5s. Oh, these are all the 2.25s. So now I'm not using size 1 like I thought I was. I'm using size 1.5. So I lost the 1.5 needle, and this whole time I thought I was knitting on 1s, and I'm knitting on 1.5s. So what would happen if I stopped down to size 1? Would it be a denser fabric? Would it not stretch like that? Would I have to put up the increase longer? I increased to 54, which it's supposed to be 56, but that's another story. Cursed socks! Seriously, everything that like possibly could go wrong seemed to go wrong. So, I don't know. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I did get a hole in one side, and I think I was just being sloppy when I was pulling. I sewed it up too. I still feel like it's a little bit loose on the sides where the heel comes in too. So I should go back in and cinch this up on the side too. I still really like that heel. I need to try a different heel though. Socks on Sue always likes the short row heel from Socks on a Plane. And I'm just not experienced with different heels, really. So, and I don't like picking up stitches, so she said that you don't pick up stitches, and you just do short rows. But, I mean, that's essentially what the Fish Lips Kiss is. It's short rows with these different type of, twin stitches, or whatever they're called. It's $1 for the pattern. It is a good pattern, but I don't think I've gotten a full handle on it as far as joining back in and not getting kind of the gaps on the sides. The one side always looks better than the other. Like this side, I think I sewed up the hole. But this side looks good too. And so yeah, then it's like, okay, this side looks a little loose. Both of these sides look a little bit loose. So even with like cinching up and like making one, kind of knitting them together, still looks a little loose. I think there needs to be a different way. There needs to be something different I need to do at the sides when I join the round back in. So experimentation, they're just for me. So these ones seem to fit. These ones fit. They're not too big. So wait till they fully dry. I might run them through. I think I can. That's Serenity sock. Never in Norville. I don't know if it's superwash or not. I want to say it is, so I might run them through the wash and dryer. Oh, wrong bag. Oh, there it is. These were being held in my cute little kitty bag. I love this bag. I think this is my favorite bag. So let's see. Superwash, 50% superwash, 20%, 25% rayon, 25% nylon, and maybe it's just the yarn too. I've used this yarn before, but I don't know. So there you have it. There's my socks, my cursed socks. My next work in progress, which I worked a little bit on, but it's a shawl, and if you're familiar with shawls, it's like the stitches just keep growing and growing, so it feels like a row literally does take longer and longer, so it's like getting through, oh, and I'm mid-row, yay. Just like last time. I didn't drop any stitches this time. But it's going to be a little hard to show, but not much to see here, really. The color's starting to change a bit. This is my gradient yarn from Love Knots, so now you can kind of see the color changing. And I hate shawls when they're not blocked. This thing looks obnoxious. It's just curled and gnarly and you can't tell anything. But there's my stitch marker. That's how much I did. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. But you know, I got a lot. There's a lot of stitches on here. There's a crap ton of stitches on here. So it takes forever to get through a row. And I'm mid row 7, looks like. You know, I'll pick it up and knit a row or two, and it's like, you know, it's taking forever. So but this is the Spearmint Tea shawl by Katerina Golovanova. Another free one on Ravelry. It's on my Ravelry page. I'm calling it my lavender tea since it's that's what it's supposed to look like. So, you know, it's a lengthy shawl, which I like. I want a kind of a full shawl because the other two I've made recently have more been shawlettes. So this will be a real deal shawl. So I am looking forward to getting the lacy part just to add a little more excitement to the pattern instead of just the stockinette. So that's just and like I didn't work on it very much this week. That's in my chevron bag. This was the first bag I ever made. And I do like the fabric ties. I admit these ones are a little smoother than the ribbon, but boy, they're a pain in the butt, and you need a long piece of fabric to cut them out with. So I usually use fat quarters to make the bags anyway, so I never have enough fabric. And then you gotta fold it and iron it and blah, 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 and like so. Ribbon is a lot simpler. Amanda uses cording, which maybe I'll look into some cords because that would be easier too. But the ribbon looks pretty. I do like using the different ribbons. It gets a little twisted, easily twisted, but it looks pretty. I really like the polka dots I used on this one. So it just adds another dimension of color or, you know, contrast. So there's my kitty cat bag. Little brown kitties. And this was another work in progress, so it's another cat. So I got this is like my karate knitting, my go-to karate project. So when Emily's in karate, I just kind of whip out these cats. So there's another cat body. My other cats still are without faces, so that is on the agenda for the week. Because I have some swap packages I got to send out, and those little kitties need to send along goodies. So that is all I have in knitting. So sewing, I'm working on some bags. Like I said, I have a bunch of swaps, and I got some bag swaps I'm doing. Move all these out of the way. So these are works in progress. Obviously they're inside out, but I have some brown flower with pink, brown flower with purple, green interior. So these I need to box the corners on these and put in the drawstring section. And then I have 2 Hello Kitty bags cut out and pinned. So those need to be sewn. I need to get in there's just a green stripey interior. Let's see if I can. There you go. So there's the Hello Kitty, green stripey. I don't know, I was gonna do making 2 of them. One's for my daughter. I think one's for me. I don't know if I wanted to do one for the giveaway. I don't know, do people like Hello Kitty? I know people like Hello Kitty, but how about my group? Do you like Hello Kitty? Would you like a Hello Kitty bag? Or I have this fox fabric. Then I have this set out for 2, but I need an interior, so I need to actually go to Joann's. Ooh, and I need to iron this. It's got a wrinkle in it. Anyways, this was what I was going to do for the fox. But I need an interior, and it needs to be a light interior because this is kind of a thin fabric. This fox fabric is very see-through. So if you put on a very bold pattern underneath it, you can see it through and it just looks funky. So it needs to be like a nice white, simple interior. So off to Joann's we go this week, probably for that. I do have some 40% off coupons, so that, and I am in search of the Exploding TARDIS fabric. So my Joanne says they have it, but every time I'm in there, they don't. But I finally looked online and they say they have it, so I need to go in and ask somebody where it is, because it's not on the shelf. So I want some of that. I need some backing material. I've mentioned the game that me and my husband play, and my daughter actually, Splatoon. It's a Nintendo Wii U game. It's you're like these squid people and you're squid kids that you're walking around with paint rollers and squirt guns that are squirting your ink, like paint. Well, my husband bought the kids 2 paint rollers to be little squids to play the paint game, as Emily calls it, throughout the house. So that's been interesting, but it's really funny. But we want to make them some hats with like the squid ears that hang down. So I need to get some felt. I'm going to make those out of felt. I want to make Emily a tooth fairy pillow. She's 5, and she's almost kind of close to 5.5, really. Maybe I'm pushing that a little. I don't know. She's 5.5 in November. But anyways, she's bound to lose a tooth soon. I mean, she's already had friends her age that have lost their teeth, and her cousin's lost a couple teeth when she's 6. So it's on the near horizon. So if I start planning now, maybe I'll have a tooth fairy pillow done before she loses a tooth. And I'll just use some fat quarters here and stuff for that. So I don't need to buy anything for that, but that's on the horizon too. But for bags, I need more ribbon. I need more thread. I need the interior exploding TARDIS. I want to make myself a bag with that. So I have some odds and ends I need to get. So maybe I'll have some stash next week. I don't really have any stash this week. I'm kind of going off some topic here, but I did get something and I posted on Instagram, but it was the Exploding Kittens card game. Exploding Kittens card game by the Oatmeal. It was a Kickstarter project back in, I want to say like May, something like that, or March, I don't know. But I got that the last week and posted that on Instagram. We didn't play yet. To be honest, it'd be nice to play with more than 2 people, but we said we were going to play, but we just were kind of tired by the end of the night, and I was knitting, and so we didn't play. So we're going to play this week though, but it's a card game, and it's all illustrated by the Oatmeal. If you haven't seen Matthew Inman, I can't remember his name, but really funny. I don't know, it's just silly, sometimes crude humor. But when I opened the box, I got this little, it was like my own little comic, and everyone got this one in their box, but it says, I'm coming for you, Andrea. I've journeyed across Michigan looking for you and fellow chotes so that together we may burn. So anyways, I thought it was hilarious that I got this little custom comic thing for doing the Exploding Kittens. So, I don't know. But I haven't looked at really any of the cards yet either, because I kind of want to be surprised when we play the game. So, but I got a full regular deck and a full not safe for work deck. So it's like, you know, the family-friendly version and then the more obscene version, I guess. But me and my husband will check it out sometime. So that is my only stash, I think. I don't remember if anything else fell in my cart this week. I don't really see anything laying around. If it wasn't anything spectacular. Oh, that's right. Okay, something did fall into my cart this week. They were on sale, $2 a ball. So more Dever Norville. So hopefully it's not the yarn that's giving me a problem, because I just got more. But I got just a plain kind of bright green. I thought, well, you know, it's good to have a bright color. And it's called Hot Lime. Hot Lime. What's with the hot? That was not hot pink. I don't know what hot lime is. But anyways, it's lime. That's pink. And then I got the Spring Fling again because I really liked this color, and since I gave those socks away, I figured, you know, it's on sale, $2. So got 2 of each of those, so I can make some socks. And okay, that was stash in the middle of sewing. Spinning, boy, it's taken me a long time. But I filled the bobbin of the green singles, and yeah, they're pretty thin, so I'm hoping they apply, Navajo apply well. That's my plan with it. This is something that someone sent me, but it's superwash merino, which I felt like a complete idiot, because I'm like, I'm not sure what the SW means, and Wiley, the girl that sent it to me, she's like, it's superwash. I'm like, oh, duh. Just shoot me now. Felt like an idiot. Anyway, so this is Jella's fiber. It's a superwash merino tencel nylon Firestar. And it's just pretty green. So this is all I have left to put in the singles, and I had to start a new bobbin yesterday, so because this one was completely full. So I have a new bobbin on there started already with a few of these little nests in there, but I pre-drafted in all the fabric and had it all piled in this basket so that I could go a little faster instead of stopping and starting. So my little nests, but that's pretty green. And it's got some like dark streaks in there, which kind of are fun. So I'm excited to get this finished. So this will be plied this week. Hopefully it will go well and I won't be throwing the bobbin across the room. But yes, I only have 3 more little nests to spin into singles, and then Navajo away. Then that's all it's spinning, because I haven't really touched the spindle. I need to finish my, I have this raspberry colored on the spindle. I really need to finish. I still have 60% left. I gotta finish what I already broke up into little nests and do that, and then I'm going to empty that spindle into a ball and then do the other half, because I have a whole other bat that needs to be done, and I don't want to put it all in the same spindle because it's already getting too heavy. Or I'll be lazy and put it on the wheel. I like the drop spindle, but I feel like the wheel just got a little bit faster, but you know. I won't. I kind of tried to keep everything. If I start on the spindle, I'll do it on the spindle. I'll apply it on the spindle. Start on the wheel, finish on the wheel, apply on the wheel. Now that I said it, I have to do it, right? Okay, so that's spinning. Now, I have a new craft. Like I mentioned last week, I started something different. Another craft for the crafty cat lady. Some other VKNer podcaster buddies. I guess they're not all podcasters, so some VKN friends all decided to do a cross-stitch craft. And it wasn't really too hard to convince me. I not only have a whole closet full of cross-stitching stuff that I haven't touched in forever, but it was like the beginning of crafting for me. My great-grandmother taught me how to cross-stitch when I was probably like 10, 9, I don't know. Little. One day I'll have to pull out the stuff in my closet, some of the older things I made when I was younger. But, so all through like late elementary, maybe into middle school, I don't know, I cross-stitched, and I made like all these little things, and I never did anything with them, and honestly, I actually washed them to set them, and I was in middle school, and apparently packed them away still wet, so now they all have moldy spots on it that I can't get out, so I'm really bummed about that, but it is what it is, you know. I still have them, they're still memories. And my great-grandmother was very crafty. She crocheted, she quilted. She's the one who gave me that little boutique knitter thing that does the I-cord. So she taught me how to finger knit. So yeah, she was kind of my favorite. So I think about her all the time, and so like cross-stitching is kind of like a good way for me to remember her, and it's fun. I feel like I jumped right back into it like I had been doing it all along. So, but what we're working on is it's called Fibery Friends, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, I think. But I started last Sunday, so right before I recorded last week. I just started, and I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it or not. And so I mentioned it, you know, but I didn't have it, so I wasn't going to show, and there was really nothing to show. So this is a solid week in a day of work, which I didn't touch it this weekend because I was too busy trying to get my socks done, but and doing some spinning. But this is what I have done so far, and it's looking pretty good. So you got, it's kind of fibery related, so you got two girls that are knitting, you got a spinning wheel, this is the beginnings of a sheep, we got a bison, a rabbit, we got some socks, a scarf, and there's another scarf going over here, and another sock, there'll be a llama, alpaca here, and then there's like a little line up here with some hanging sweater and socks, I think. And a couple like little sheep and stuff. So I still have quite a bit left in this whole top part. I'm kind of focusing on the bottom half here. This little guy, who looks kind of like a, what did we say? Did we say it was a penguin? Kind of looks like a penguin, but maybe it was something else. I don't remember, but it didn't really make sense to me. And some cotton, some cotton branches that when you're looking at the pattern and not the actual like finished product, it's like, what is this thing? It looked so weird, but then you look at the completed picture and it's like, oh, that makes sense. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is like the perfect thing to work on during the day when the kids are running around, because you can just pick it up and put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. Don't need to keep track really of what you're doing that closely. You know, you could stop mid-stitch. I mean, you really can just pick this thing up and put it down. So this is really nice to work on when I'm dealing with the kids during the day. So this has been my go-to, kind of sitting on the couch while the kids are playing, because I can literally pick it up and put it down. It's like when you're in the middle of a row of knitting, especially if it's something with a pattern, that's like these socks. These socks I could not work on when anyone was bothering me. Pattern was easy to memorize, and like the left sock really flew compared to the right sock after I really got the pattern down. But I just had to keep constantly counting and focusing on what I was doing and what row I was on. This, pick it up, put it down. So it's a nice project. And okay, so the story, I have a bin full, I mean, I could like go swimming in a bin full of floss, because someone in my neighborhood was like, hey, I used to cross stitch and I don't anymore. I have all this stuff. Anybody wants it, it's free, take it. And I said, hey, and I wasn't cross stitching at all at this point. It's been like a couple years ago. It was like a year or two ago. Like, well, if no one else wants it, I'll take it. I certainly don't want it to go, like trash or anything. She's like, nope, just take it. Come get it. I'm like, okay. So I went and got it, and I'm like, well, I don't cross stitch now, but, you know, I used to, and I have stuff, and it's, you know, on my plans of things to maybe venture into one day, but, again, but, she's like, well, I hope you use it, and, I mean, literally, like, literally, you think she'd have every color imaginable, but I still needed to pick up a couple colors for this one, so I substituted some, but, like, there was one for skin tone. I'm like, I want the right skin tone color, and then, like, the spinning wheel brown. I really couldn't find a good brown that I liked, so they're 40 cents a piece. I bought a couple of floss. But yeah, I got a bin full of books, like with bazillion patterns, so you like, yeah. So yeah, that is my new craft, and I'm having fun with that. And also, we managed to convince Stormy Jen to join along. It was a big running gag on the video chat that she wasn't gonna do it, and then all of a sudden she posted a picture on Instagram. She bought this little tiny kit. It was like a $3 little kitty cat, so ha ha ha. And then I will segue into, I'm making a DIY box loom because of Jen. She's like, you need to weave, so, I started that last week, and it's kind of been tricky to make, so it's kind of on the back burner, but it'll happen. I'll test it out. It's just something to test out to see if I even like weaving, so cut off a big chunk of box from, like, the kids' car seat box that came, like, a month ago. It was still in our garage, and it was kind of the perfect size, because it's like, if I make something, I want it to be something substantial, so I'm thinking it's a good size to make, like, an infinity scarf. Or something, or like a placemat. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know. I have no idea. What do you make with weaving? I really don't know. But I have lots of practice yarn. that I can play with, and I'm kind of excited to try it out, so something new. So stay tuned for that. Winter is coming already. I know I say it's the beginning of August, but I feel like we're doomed. Summer's already over. So that's when the extreme craftiness kicks into gear. Usually I'm not very crafty over the summer, so just since I've done the podcast, I've kind of made myself be, which is fine because I enjoy it. But usually in the summer I don't knit as much, and well, now I'm doing so many other things that I guess it's, you know, I'm still not knitting a ton, so because I'm spinning and I'm cross stitching and I'm doing these other things. But once winter hits, you better believe it, I'm gonna be crafting all the things because there's nothing else to do. So that's that. So that was all the crafty goodness this week. I will now go into my just stories of the weekend. Got a doozy of a story this weekend. But if you don't have time and you want to head on out, then we'll see you next time. But if you want to continue to listen to me jabber on, here we go. So let's see. Last week was a pretty okay week. Yeah, I did a couple video chats. I did a lot of cross stitching, as you saw. Did my socks. And I did a lot of spinning. Not a lot. I did a bit of spinning this week. I still have been trying to spin every day, so that is still my goal. Ever since Tour de Fleece, I will spin every day. So I have still stuck to that. I think mostly every day I've sat to spin something. So during nap times on Saturday and Sunday, I did spinning, and I'm pretty sure I did a little bit throughout the week. It's been hot. It's been really hot. It's been like upper 80s, which for this area is pretty hot. I prefer it to be upper 70s, low 80s. That's kind of my comfort of summer weather. So upper 80s, it's hot, and it's like you can't take the kids out for that long really because it's just too hot. So this week we really didn't do too much. Emily had karate. Same old, you know. But this weekend we had a weekend to ourselves. We didn't have to go anywhere. Nothing was going on. My mom did come over on Friday. They were out of town for a week. They went on a whole road trip up the UP, Upper Peninsula in Michigan, and just had a good time. And they were on their way back, and they stopped at Frankenmuth, which is just this like touristy German town. And my stepdad John we had talked about chocolate covered bacon before they left. And I'm like, oh, they sell it at Frankenmuth. He's like, oh, I'll have to check it out. So he brings back a pound of chocolate covered bacon. A pound, okay? A pound of bacon covered in chocolate. That's a lot of bacon. And I've never had it before. No one's ever had it before. So we slice up a slice and see what it is. And it's, I don't know. I'll eat it. If you give it to me, I'll eat it. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I don't like it. I don't think I'd ever go and get it again. But now I have like 3/4 of a pound sitting in my fridge. So like, what do I do? Have a chocolate covered bacon party? If you want to try some chocolate covered bacon, come on over because I got a lot of it. And it's interesting, let's just say. So that was Friday. But then Saturday, we had a family. We had just our family, the foursome. We had a family foursome weekend to ourselves that, it doesn't happen a lot. It seems like in the summer we're always like heading off to Jim's parents. We're having my parents over or something, or we're doing something else or doing something there or whatever. Or, there's always something going on, or I gotta go somewhere or do something. So this was like a nice, just no plans, the four of us weekend. So Saturday we got up and Jim and the kids got haircuts because it'd been like over a month since they got a haircut. Like over 2 months. It'd been probably like 2 months because I remember, because we go to the same place, get our haircuts, so we know the people there. We just go to Great Clips. It's like 2 minutes from the house. But the kids have gone there since they've gotten haircuts, since they've, are old enough to get their first haircuts, and Jim goes there all the time. So it's been a couple of years. So I did not go in there with my purple hair. I know that for a fact. And we joked in the store, in the salon, that it's funny how you can judge things by your hairstyle. So it's just true, because I got my hair done purple in like the beginning of June. So we haven't been in there since before that. So it's been almost 2 months. So yeah, Jim's hair was getting really shaggy. Kids' hairs were both really shaggy, so much needed haircut. So we got haircuts, and then David got his hair like spiky in the front because, you know, he always just gets a regular haircut. They don't do anything, but the stylist asked if he wanted spiky hair, and he said yes. You know, he's 3. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but he loved it. He thought it was cute and fun. He kept touching his hair all day, so I'll put a picture of the haircuts I posted on Instagram. But that was cute, so we did that, and then we headed to Home Depot, get some odds and ends, and then we went to lunch at one of our favorite Mexican places called Jalapenos. It's in kind of a funky part of town, not like a neighboring town, but it's really good Mexican food, so we had a nice lunch, and more about that too. I'll visit, I got a story, but then after lunch we went to mini golf, and the kids have never done mini golf, so we had passed by it on the way to the lunch, and we're like, oh, this could be fun, that could be fun. Maybe they're actually old enough that they could do mini golf, so we took them to mini golf, and that went really well. It was hot out, and they got a little antsy towards the end, and but they did great, and watch them try to not really good with the form, but we all had fun. We didn't take a score or anything, and came home, had a quiet time, and me and Jim both took a little nap too. I took like a half nap. I really couldn't sleep, so I did some spinning and just took it easy. And then afterwards we went swimming at our pool. We have a subdivision pool, so we went swimming there. So it was a fun family fun day. So I was like, oh, it was a good day, and the kids were pretty good. Not too much whining and moaning and meltdowns or anything. So win-win. Sunday, then we went to church. Emily made a friend at church. Some little girl that was sitting behind us was coloring during service, and Emily was too, but at the end of the service the girl gave Emily the picture and said this is for you, and so that was cute. Then after that we went to the mall. I keep looking at my notes, by the way, that's why I keep looking over, but because I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so I need to write everything down. But then we went to the mall, and we got Emily's left-handed, so she likes to play with, we have a baseball glove in the garage that she likes to try to play with, but it's a regular-handed glove, you know. So we needed to get her a lefty glove, basically a glove for her right hand. Yeah, because she would throw with her left hand. So we got her a mitt, and then we got David a soccer ball because he's been wanting to kick around a soccer ball. So we got him a child-sized soccer ball. And then we walked around the mall. We went to the Disney store. I got some beach towels. So we need some extra beach towels. But and then we got lunch at Jimmy John's. And came home, had a nap. Jim took a nap. I wasn't really all that tired, so I did some spinning, and kids didn't take a nap. And afterwards, we went outside and played for a bit. It was really windy. Holy moly, it was windy. Which we got some storms last night, so that's why. But played outside, enjoyed the hot summer day, and then we had dinner and watched a movie. So again, it was like pretty good family day. Not too many. David was really whiny, but other than that, you know, kids did pretty good. So it was a nice weekend, and you know, it's not a true Cat Lady podcast episode without an interruption, so sorry about that. Anyways, somebody solicitor at the door, so I thought I heard something. So, anyways, that was my weekend. Now that was the good part of the weekend. So here's the bad part of the weekend. We were at our favorite Mexican place, eating chips and salsa like they're going out of style. You know, 3 baskets of chips. They were small baskets, but still, that's my favorite part of going to the Mexican restaurant is unlimited chips and homemade salsa. And these chips are like warm and crispy and delicious. Well, I managed to, as I'm shoveling them into my face, bite down on just the right moment. Like the chip was like vertical in the back of my mouth, like right in the gums, you know, like where my wisdom teeth would be. I have wisdom teeth here, but they're not out. They're kind of just hanging out. One of them is just barely popped on this side, and it's been like that for years. But I bit right down on a vertical chip, and it hurt. It didn't hurt a ton, but it hurt. You know, I'm like, ow, okay. And I went on eating. and I ate my dinner or lunch, whatever. Fast forward to about after nap time, I'm like, I got a toothache, like, and I didn't really even think of that moment particularly at the time. I was just thinking felt like my tooth, not my gums in the back, but like, oh, did I get something in my teeth? Do I have a cavity? Because I do have a cavity that needs to be filled, that I have an appointment for the dentist in September. So I'm like, oh, do I have another one? But that's on the side, so it wasn't the same one. So I'm like, okay, so I brush my teeth, I'm flossing, I'm mouthwashing, whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, I can't really pinpoint what tooth. It's just like they all kind of hurt. And I'm like, is it the top or the bottom? I couldn't really pinpoint the pain. It just felt like pain on the side of the face. Then it kind of hits me a little bit, like, 20 minutes. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's from biting down on that chip. You know, I'm kind of like making funny faces. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to like, I'm looking at a flashlight, you know. So yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe it was that. So I'm just, it's kind of hurt. And then as the day progressed, I'm like, oh my god, this really hurts. It like really hurts. I'm like, I really did something. And then I'm really looking in there, and I didn't get the flashlight earlier. I got it later. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it's really red. Like, I totally, like, cut myself. Like, I have a cut in my gums back there. So I'm like, ow. And I, like, oh, it just hurt. And then, for the rest of the night, I just felt like crap, kind of, because I was just in this, you know, when you get that pulsing, like, your heart beats, pain. So it was like that side of my face, like, all night. So I'm like, oh. So the night was kind of crummy. Because I was going to video chat that night, too, and I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed. I don't feel good. I just didn't feel good. So then, fast forward to Sunday morning, it's like, oh, gosh, it hurts. It still hurts. So we go to church, like, oh, it hurts, and I'm going like, and Jim's like, you gotta stop. You're making all these weird faces. Just leave it alone. I'm like, okay. Took Tylenol. Between Saturday and Sunday, I'd taken Tylenol, I'd taken ibuprofen. Nothing was working. Finally, around 4 o'clock yesterday, I took some Aleve, and then it seemed to die down. So last night it was still a little bit sore in places, but better. And this morning it feels okay. Because it was like all swollen and stuff, but it feels okay now. Like, nothing really hurts. I'm still a little nervous to eat on that side. Because, yeah, and then it feels funny because I'm usually eat on this side. This is my left side. And so all day I'm eating on my right side. It just feels awkward because I'm not used to eating on the right side because I always eat on the left side. So that was the tortilla chip nightmare. The moment it was bad. So it will not stop me from eating Mexican. Don't worry. And luckily it feels better now. So, because I was like, oh, do I need to call the dentist on Monday? Is the dentist going to be able to do anything? I don't know. You know, and like, when looking at it more with the flash, I was like, well, it just looks like a bad cut. Like, I just cut myself. So don't think I did anything to my actual teeth. But it was like radiating through my bottom gums and even a little on the top. Because, I mean, it kind of bit down with both sides. So that was fun. And in other news, my husband and I are fat and need to start dieting again. I know I'm not fat, but I am heavier than I'd like to be. Back in January of 2013, yes, January 2013, I kind of hit an all-time low. I'm like, dude, I feel like junk. I got more weight on here than I want. It's just kind of keeps ticking up. It's not like, it was somewhat steady, but it was like still kind of heading up farther than it was like heavier than I'd ever been besides being pregnant. So I'm like, this isn't good. And then a friend was like, hey, I'm doing this weight loss challenge thing. She does Beachbody, Shakeology stuff. I'm like, but it was this free week-long challenge thing. Like, okay, sure. So you had to exercise, drink water, and then eat. Like, she had a menu plan. So like, okay, cool. So that kind of kickstarted things. And then soon after that, I started jumping on, okay, well, I'm getting into the exercise thing. So I was doing exercise videos. We started calorie counting. Fast forward to a year later, I lost almost 30 pounds, which I didn't even think I had that much weight to lose. I'm thinking, 10 pounds, 30 pounds later, I'm like, holy moly, I look good, I feel better. That's the thing, I felt better, and it's like, I look better in the face, like, you didn't really notice it until you look at pictures, like, whoa. So if I can find that before and after picture, I'll put that up of what what I showcased as my before and after. So fast forward to when we went to Tampa, Florida. So what was that? April. But prior to that, I was doing okay. It's kind of like, it's creeped up a couple pounds, but I was holding steady. Wasn't really doing anything anymore though. And, it was just kind of hanging out there. Tampa, I ate like a heathen and came back home with like 8 extra pounds. Dropped a couple of those, which 8 pounds, it's kind of a lot for a week's vacation, okay? Dropped a couple, so I was hovering at like 5 pounds above where I'd been pretty steady at, which was still kind of 5 pounds above where my lowest point was. Or maybe like 3 pounds above. But, fast forward to yesterday, and my husband's like, dude, I've gained like 20 pounds. This is terrible. We really need to do something. So I'm like, I haven't stepped on the scale in a month because I don't want to know. So I got on the scale, and I'm up like 10 pounds about approximately where I should be. So that's a substantial amount of weight to be. And I feel crummy. That's the worst part. I wake up and like every Monday I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Even though I just got 9 hours of sleep, I'm exhausted. So that's how I feel like every day. It's like I go to bed and I get a full night's sleep and I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, shoot me. So like, no, not good. I'm not eating good. I'm not exercising. I'm not drinking enough water. It's like, so, and I did last, a month, it's been a couple weeks. I proposed and I never talked about it because I haven't done anything. But I posted on the Cat Lady Ravelry group board about healthy living, eating, so like healthy living thread. So if anyone's trying to let's motivate each other to eat healthy, do healthy things, whatever you can. What are your goals? Join in, because we are now calorie counting. As of yesterday, we signed back into MyFitnessPal, which is a great calorie counting app. So they have tons of food in there. It's a pain. It is a pain. Calorie counting is not easy. You gotta like look at the boxes of everything and write everything down and plan everything out. So my food is already planned out today. I sat down yesterday and I planned out everything I was gonna eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, drinks, whatever. And I only have 40 calories left for the day. So ideally, I should work out. I don't know what time it is. I might have time to do something before I have to get the kids. Or I'll do it at nap time. It stinks. I don't like it. It's not fun. Working out is not really fun. Zumba's fun. It's kickboxing. I did kickboxing for a while. That was fun. It's fun to go out and work out in groups, but that costs money. And the kickboxing was taking up a lot of time with my husband because I was 3 times a week at night. And I was gone for like an hour and a half. 2 hours, drive time, getting there, drive home. It was a long time. It was like eating up our entire night. So, and I wasn't home. So he's like, at least when you video chat, you're home. And, I just like you being home. Not that video chat relates to kickboxing, but he's just thinking you were gone. It's like, I don't care if you video chat all the time because you're here. So, but kickboxing is a little healthier than video chatting. So yeah, I need to figure out what to do. But the calorie counting is a huge thing as far as weight loss is concerned. Eating the right amount of calories. So I'm at 1,500 calories a day. And you just gotta plan it out. I'm not eliminating eating things I like. I'm still having my cup of coffee with cream and sugar. I just have to limit how much cream and sugar I put in, which I've always tried to put minimal amounts anyways. I can still drink a beer but like tonight, if I work out today and I burn, 500 calories, I'm gonna have a beer tonight probably then. But as of now, if I don't do anything, I only have 40 calories left today. I can't have a beer. So, we did it for like a solid year and it was great. It was a pain, but it was great and it worked. And the working out helps, of course, it's healthy, but it's really the eating. That's the big kicker. So, we are doing that. And to be honest, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm awake, I'm peppy, I was like, I felt okay this morning. Emily woke me up early this morning. She had an accident in her bed. So I woke up at 6:30, which is earlier than I prefer. But, you know, I feel okay. I feel awake. And it's only been a day. So I didn't overindulge myself on yesterday. We had donuts in the morning. I had a cup of coffee. We had cereal for breakfast. We had cereal for breakfast. We went to the mall and we got these the Timbits, the little donuts, donut holes. You know, and we had Jimmy John's for lunch. I got an unwich, which is the one they wrap in lettuce. So, I mean, we still ate, you know, and I still had like 260 calories left for yesterday. So, I mean, I still had my sweets that I wanted. I still, you know, still had a decent lunch, and we had spaghetti for dinner. Just, you had a portion control. So instead of just like shoveling it all in the face, it's a good thing we didn't portion control on Saturday, because that would not have gone well for Mexican. But, I'm glad I had my Mexican blowout there before calorie counting, but, I mean, you can still just eat whatever, you just gotta watch what you're eating, and it makes you think about what you're eating. But it was working already, I feel like, unless maybe it's mentally, but maybe mentally it's working too, but whatever, it's working. I feel good today, you know, and it's only been a day. So, that is not bad, but it's a pain in the butt. So, this coming up this week, remember getting your things for the catalog. I'm going to be working on my cross stitching, my Navajo plying. I do want to start a pair of tube socks. I have the leftover pink yarn from my Paw Track socks. I think it may be a pair. I don't know if this is enough to make some tube socks for Emily. But I've never made tube socks before, but they sound pretty simple. I'll probably do toe up, because that's my thing. And maybe I'll like do, I'm thinking maybe one little paw print up the middle or something. She might like that. Something real simple. But I know she likes this. She keeps saying these socks, are these for me? I'm like, oh. And then I pull them out again, are these for me? No. So I know she likes these. So I don't know if I do the alternating paw, or maybe I'm thinking just one paw. I don't know if that would look silly. Or maybe just two paws next to each other. I just want to make it simple, you know? So just, not necessarily the alternating, maybe just two paws right up the middle. Maybe that would be cute. So, instead of the staggered. Because that was like too much thinking. So if I just did side by side, paws, then that could be, maybe that would be cute and easy tube sock pattern. But I've got swap packages that need to get out. I have bags to make for swap packages, so these are really front runners. For a 100 member giveaway I'll do in September, so now I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm also gonna start maybe a sock yarn blanket. I don't have a lot of minis yet, but you know, I'm looking at my shelf and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I already have probably enough for 8, as long as I start using the yarn. See, I gotta start using the yarn to make stuff. Make socks or something. Or a shawl. I am bummed I don't have enough for the red that I use for my Grimes. That would have been nice to have a little extra for a mini square, but I don't. I don't know if I have any. And if I did, I don't know where I put it. I thought I had like a tiny mint. I was gonna make like one of those little keychain, like a little mini keychain like Rachel sent me, because I, you know, just to commemorate. That was my first yarn store purchase. That was my, you know, first attempt at a sock. And I don't know what I did with it. So maybe I'm not making anything with it, because I don't know where it went. But I really just had a tiny bit left, and I was gonna do something with it. But now I'm not gonna do anything with it, because I don't know where it is. Nope, I don't know. So anyways, but yes, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of everyone else, because apparently I am easily swayed and impressionable to do what everybody else is doing. Weaving, cross stitch. So, but they're so cute. They're so fun. And I do have my larger miter square, what I was doing with the dyeing examples, but boy, they're huge. I kind of like the little minis. Those are cute. So, I got a couple I can start, so maybe I'll do that. I need to do some perler bead stuff because I like to put in little perler bead stuff for my swaps too. So that's a day project too, or afternoon, whatever. So I gotta work on that. Also, I forgot to mention, last thing I mentioned for the day, Michigan Fiber Festival is coming up not this coming weekend, but next weekend, and I'm hopefully gonna go. I've never been to any fiber festival, so I'm hoping to go to that. It's in Allegan County, Michigan, which is a couple hours west. And what we're going to do is we might go up to the cottage, Jim's family's little cottage, and then stay there, and then I'll go, it's like 2 hours from the cottage, so it's probably like 3 hours from here. But I'll go from the cottage, and I think we're all going to go, but I don't know, my husband's like, I don't really care. I'm like, well, you can stay with the kids if you want. I won't mind, but we'll see. So, and he's like, no, we're all going to go, so... but I might be meeting someone there to talk about getting some fleece. I've been emailing her back and forth. She actually lives in the same town that the cottage is in, so I thought, well, maybe I'd just stop in, but she's going to be gone. We're going there this weekend. She's going to be gone, and then the following weekend she's going to be at the Fiber Fest. So she's like, well, maybe I can catch up with you there. So if I make it there, which I hope I do, maybe I'll be getting some fleece. I did send my self-addressed stamped envelope to somebody for some free Cormo fleece. Say free because I did spend money to send the self-addressed stamped envelope, so cheap. It's a cheaper. The postage only costs like $7, but I purchased the envelopes too, so it really ended up being like, I think I spent $10 out the door, which depending on how much I get, she said she sells it for like $20 a pound. So if I get half a pound from her, well then I just purchased it from her pretty much. I guess not including that. I guess I would technically just get free shipping at that point. So, but if she shoves it more full. Anyways, depending on how much she can shove in that envelope, I sent a pretty decent sized envelope. So I might have to actually pay more postage though, which the post office will hold it for me and then I'll pay them, which is good because she just wants to ship the stuff out and she's leaving the farm to go welcome a new grandbaby. So she's just kind of doing this. It's through a spinning group that I'm in. She's just offering it up just to be nice, and kind of she joked that once you get the stuff, you'll want more and you'll come buy some more from me, because she raises the sheep and she sells the fleece. So this is kind of like a, hey, come sample and you'll like it. And come for some more. So, but that's good. I've never had Cormo. It's like a merino cross. It's supposed to be really nice, fine like merino, but a little sturdier and easier to spin, I think. I was reading about it in my book, so I'm excited to try that. Next on the spinning, after I get the green out of the way, I'm going to start my Shetland braid that I've dyed, so the rainbow braid, and I'm going to do fractal spin. Again, the spinning group I'm in is called like a spinning study, so they do all these like studies about breeds, about different methods of spinning, trying to like a lot of technicalities, which I'm not really technical when I spin. I'm just kind of doing it. So I don't know anything about what I'm spinning right now. It's merino, but I don't know like how many twists per inch and blah blah blah, you know. I do want to get one of these little sampley, or one little card thing, spinning cards that like kind of tells you, like, depending on how thick and thin your singles are, what it's going to be if you apply and whatever. But I'm so new. I'm just kind of just getting a feel, which is how to spin it, you know. But I'd like to eventually be able to spin what I want, you know. So I want a bulky, okay, this is what I got to do. I want a fingering, this is what I need to do. And this is a certain kind of wool, I need to spin it like this way, and certain wool needs to be spun that way, you know. There's a lot of technicalities to get a nice, it's because I want it to be a nice, fluffy, soft final product. I don't want it to be scratchy, and unless I want it to be scratchy for some reason, like for, you know, outerwear or something. But, you know, for now I'm just playing around. But the fractal spin sounded like an interesting study I could get involved in, and my rainbow dyed would be perfect. So basically you spin, I would split that braid in half. Half would be spun as the whole half in long, so you're getting long color repeats, because you're just spinning from the half. The other half then is split up to like smaller pieces. So essentially you're getting smaller color repeats. So, you know, you'll have a nice thick half that you're getting this really long color repeat, and then you're splitting up the other one so you're getting shorter repeats. And then you have your 2 bobbins, so you have the long repeats, the shorter repeats, and then you ply them together. And so you get this weird kind of blending of colors. And necklace keeps getting stuck to my shirt. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm excited to do that, and that runs through August, so it's perfect timing. So I'll finish up that one and then start that. So I'm excited to share that. It'll be a simple 2-ply, so that'll be nice. I'm a little nervous about the Navajo, especially after the disaster that happened last time. So hopefully this goes okay. I watched the video. I'm pretty sure I was going too fast. I was not leaving my loop open enough. I was going too short, so it was like friction rubbing against the plies rubbing against each other. It was making it break. And I watched a video on how to rejoin it if it does break, and I'm probably going to need to rejoin. I'm going to have to rejoin the second bobbin too, which I don't know if all the plied yarn's going to fit on a bobbin. So I hate having to break the yarn and have a knot in it, but such is life and such is yarn. I mean, that's what happens with a lot of the yarn. It's got a knot in it somewhere, but that's like the worst. Want it all in one, so we'll see. Okay, that's all I got. I'm jibber-jabbing it away. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I got 3 pages of notes. Well, one page was like everybody who introduced themselves. So, hope everyone has a good week. Meow you later. I really can't do a tagline. I really can't. Have a good week, and we will see you next time.